Welcome to Geekshow Arcade,
Hey,
We're here to geek you out.
where the arcade never stops.
Geek Show and Arcade.
Let's well, before we introduce our panelists,
let's introduce
is-
the show, Tony.
this is a video game show. Video games and video game related things. I was right about to do that, Lando.
I
See how
know,
he
but
said
you
that?
almost
See how he
forgot.
said that? Video game related things. He always says that.
I always say that.
Don't forget, 5 minutes, Lando will forget he's on the show. So
It's
it's all good.
You can
That's
see
true.
You can see it
Can
draining away.
confirm.
All right. Well, let's introduce our panelists, starting with Mr. Here but not here. It's Lando.
I'm here, but not here. That's a perfect. You know, I'm changing my tagline right now. That's perfect. Here, but not here. I fill a seat on this podcast. Every once in a while, I bring okay content when I can find it.
I feel like you're
This week, I brought. I feel like it's a pretty good story. It's pretty interesting,
Yeah.
actually. So,
But
got?
I like that you bring the common gamers game man to the show.
and I with a little bit of
The
speed
toilet-
running
He
stuff.
Bring that to the show.
Yeah, he
though?
brings the toilet games. He brings the mobile stuff.
When he
the
does,
card
it's
games.
great.
I
I
have
want
a
more
new
of
card
that.
game for Lando coming up.
So,
Can he replace Belatro? Wait
No,
and see.
but
we'll find out.
we're sure going to try.
All right. And bringing the new card games, it's Lang.
Hi, I'm Lang. Find me at Skyfire Riser on Instagram or just lurking on Discords. That's what I do. And Friday Night's Halo. That's how I roll.
There you go. Owen. Hey, man.
Hey, I've got reader's remorse. You know, I finished the Wheel of Time and I don't know what to do with myself.
You bring up Wheel of Time in your intro for arcade every week.
Good
I
thing
know,
for you.
it's
The
a-
new season
I'm-
starts this week. Woo!
No, it doesn't. That show needs to be renamed, but
It's got
Um,
83% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You want it to be called
means
the
nothing.
Square of Time
yeah,
instead?
or the triangle, or the, you know,
Something.
The Sphere of Time? Not
Yeah.
a wheel, a sphere?
yeah, that's me. Follow me here.
All right. And we got Jaren over here.
Oh, you caught me in a yawn.
Mid-yawn.
Hi, I'm
Not
Jaren.
planned.
You can find me at Jeronius on Blue Sky and
Or Jaren.best.
Geekshow Help Desk. And we got a host. His name is Tony.
Hey. Find me on Blue Sky at Quad T
Nice work.
or on other Geek Show podcasts. All right. Before we go any further, do we have any emails? No emails?
Wow.
Nope.
Do you have any more yawns?
Jaren, Jaren's it's getting late.
I got
Jaren's
some.
turning
It
into a
is getting
pumpkin.
late.
Wow.
Daylight savings.
I've gotten accustomed to daylight savings quite quickly.
All right. Well, since there's no email, we'll get on to the most important story of the day, of the week. And that would be
Oh
have
no,
ordered,
no one cares.
No,
No one cares.
Shut up.
Literally.
I
no
hate
one
you.
cares.
I'll
I
allow
got
it.
one. A 5090 FE on
Tell
order
us-
for this guy.
How'd you
I
do
hate
it?
you.
Tell us your story. How'd you do it?
Tell us you're a dink without telling us you're a dink.
I'm not
how'd
even
you
going to
do it,
say
Tony?
I'm not a dink. I'm rubbing it in right now. That's just how it is.
You just got lucky.
I
Did
did.
you have a plan?
So,
Was there
so
a
I signed up for their priority access thing that they brought back for the 5000 series.
Ah,
Did you
okay.
pay for that?
And
Which
no, it's
basically
free.
puts you in a round
NVIDIA
robin,
free.
right? It puts
Yep.
you into a.
I don't know how
basically
they
a
I don't know how they
guaranteed
pick
queue.
those names. I still don't know how they pick those names. But once they pick your name, you get an email that says you have until this time, like the
Right.
next day, to buy a GPU, but it is first come first serve. So I don't know how many emails they send out based on how many cards they have in stock at the time.
Not
But
enough.
I did see the email within 5 minutes of it landing in my inbox.
Ah, okay.
So I jumped on, and in 5 minutes, there was already a line of 145 people waiting to purchase in front of me.
I have a question.
Jiminy
Could you have
cricket.
bought two and helped Jaren out?
No, I
it's
tried.
one only,
Actually,
yeah.
I did try.
That's too bad, 'cause that would have been pretty funny to buy.
Jaren, are
I
you
could
in
have,
line?
but I
You just haven't
didn't.
gotten
But
your
I
email yet.
chose not to.
He's searching
What do you
right
think,
now.
Owen? Do you think I wouldn't have signed up for that?
No, I think that you wouldn't have answered the email in a timely fashion and missed out. That's what
Me? Mr. Anal here?
Wow.
Checking
He's
his
not
email
yawning
all the
anymore.
time?
Oh, here we go. Straight to the butt stuff.
He's gonna be checking his email now every 10 minutes for the next week.
I got an email from NVIDIA this morning on the way to work, and
Did
I
you
got
pull
freaking
over on the
excited.
freeway? Pull
No,
over
I
on
was
the freeway.
I looked at it while I was driving, and it was just a
maniac.
stupid GTC presentation.
But yeah, I'm sitting there. I check my email, and I click on the link that says buy, and in the time that it's loading, I reach over to, or I go over to the other window, and I type to Jaren in the chat, "Oh balls, here we go," and then I
He
start
knew immediately.
the purchase process, and he was not happy.
I was happy for you. I was not happy.
I don't give two craps. So good for you, Tony.
Thanks, pretty
You
excited.
still,
Games go Zoom, go fast.
You want the card? You want the card because you can take advantage of DLSS 3, right? Or is
4
4?
Or
That-
multi-frame gen.
multi-frame
Yeah,
gen.
he's back.
Multi-frame
just
gen.
more powerful in general than the 49.
You worried about
it's
burnout?
gonna be
Pin-
$2 grand
you worried
more
about
fun.
pin burnout?
I'm not
Is there
too
anything you
worried
can
about
do
it.
to protect yours? Or is that only happening to people that are trying to push it that far to make it happen?
I don't.
I haven't
really
read
know.
enough of the stories if it's actually happening in the wild.
Doesn't
randomly.
seem like it. Doesn't seem well. If the people are pushing their cards really hard, they're not saying that in the stories I'm reading.
Right, same.
So I don't know. But yeah, that's the big news. So we can wrap up the show now. I have a 5090
Sweet.
on the
It's
way.
bedtime.
Got a
Thank
4090
you.
for sale now?
Got a 4090 for sale. Put that up on eBay.
Boom.
All right. Just kidding. But that is the most important news story of the week. Next most important, probably the reviews of the 9070 XT. I would say that's probably the next most important thing.
It's good.
It's very good.
This is their kind of middle tier?
mid high.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is frankly surprising to me, the way they glanced over it at CES.
Same.
Which
yeah,
is really
I
weird.
expected to hear more. I expected to see more out of them on this.
well,
Yeah.
and similar to NVIDIA, when they announced the new graphics cards, they also said they were doing a new version of their upscaling technology, FSR4. And that goes hand in hand with this launch. And it's also great. So AMD
Maybe
is
they
really
just didn't want to
firing
go
on all
against.
cylinders right
Maybe they
now.
just didn't want to come in after Jensen's. You know.
Yeah, my guess is they were waiting to. They pulled the plug at the last minute to see what NVIDIA was going to do.
Yeah.
And
just
with
need to-
their crazy claims, it's probably the right choice because
True.
I need to
50
apologize
people
to our
in 4090.
YouTube
Yeah.
watchers right now. Lando is being really weird and
Whoa,
got
look at that.
super
This
close
is
to the
hurting my
camera.
Are
feel
you good?
goods.
What are we talking about? I'm not paying attention.
That's
I
really
don't
good.
care.
That's really good lighting, Lando.
I know, right?
Wow.
I want that to be part of my
Scoot
performance
back,
review.
we
That I have
can
good
see too
lighting.
much.
Lighting is not considered. Okay. But yeah, the 9070 XT is performing most of the time really close to
How
a
does
5070
how does that compare to the
Ti.
5070?
5070 Ti? It sits right in between the
I
5070 and
just
the
said random
5070
numbers and it worked.
Ti,
Yes.
but closer to the Ti. And
I
you're
like
getting
that
it
for
for
that-
like $200 less.
Yeah, their price points.
Well,
less,
150.
so-
$150 less than the
Performant though,
5070
like is
Ti.
is
Oh,
it
it's great.
getting multi-frame?
It's not
What
getting
do they have?
multi-frame, but FSR4 does have the other things that you would expect. The super sampling, like render at a lower resolution and upsample it to a higher
Yeah.
resolution, and it looks way, way, way better than FSR2 and 3.
What about the SSS trials? Does it do those too?
Those aren't words.
Sure.
I'd still
those are-
say NVIDIA still has the better card just because it has more features. And the main thing I'm thinking about is ray reconstruction. AMD still doesn't have an analog for that. So
Did any of these get
I-
a mobile? Did any
I
of these
would
get a
agree-
mobile
I
launch
would
like for handhelds?
No, they haven't done anything for that. But I would agree with Jaren until you factor in the price. When you factor in the price to the performance, I think it's the better buy. Honestly.
no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But 150
Especially
more,
for-
you get a few more features on the NVIDIA card that you won't get on the AMD card.
I would say,
Yep.
especially for people just getting into the PC gaming habit. Remember how long the 1060 ran as the top card on Steam? Wasn't that the 1060?
long time. Yeah,
Long time. It was like even after the 20 series came out, the 1060
Well,
was
that's
like
because the 20 series was the start of Nvidia just murdering the
Yeah, that
freaking
was.
prices. They jacked up
Yeah.
the prices big time, starting with the 20 series.
Am I
So-
wrong that AMD has been doing faster generations trying to keep up with NVIDIA lately? Because I feel like
No.
It's been the same. They
Yeah,
they
it's
always
the
announce
same.
around the same. Yeah.
okay,
So, but yeah, check out some reviews on that. I linked to one from Eurogamer. It's the Digital Foundry review, and yeah, it's freaking awesome. And then I
Will it
linked
crypto?
to another.
That's what I need to know.
What?
Will it crypto is what I need to know.
Oh, Owen,
Oh no.
get out of here.
Here's a small confession. I've looked into GPU mining a little bit in the last 2
Oh
weeks.
no, he's relapsing, guys.
I am.
Why are
I'm
you
backsliding
relapsing?
hard. I'm backsliding hard. I don't know.
Owen, do we need to have another intervention?
I don't know. I don't think so. Never mind. I don't want to talk about it. It's
You
too
want to
painful.
dip in that
That's a
federal
yes.
crypto reserve?
I could quit anytime I want. Again.
Yeah, I linked also to Digital Foundry's video about FSR4, and it can show you how good that is compared to all the previous FSR versions, and actually DLSS 3. It's better than DLSS 3 in almost every way as well. It's almost competitive with DLSS 4, the Transformer model. So, yeah, very cool stuff. All right, along those lines as well, I linked to an article here that is, if you want to get really crazy with tweaking some stuff, you can actually, via this GitHub link in the article, add FSR4 to any game that has DLSS or XESS already.
Oh,
Now
crazy.
this is awesome because DLSS they've had 6, 7 years more of a head start.
Yeah.
And it's in so many more games. So being able to swap that out for FSR4, that gives. I mean, it's not official, but if you're a PC gamer, who cares?
It's a mod, it's a hack, but yeah, it's still freaking rad if you
Interesting.
want to go through the process of it. Check it
That's
out.
pretty cool.
Pretty neat.
OptiScaler.
There's not much to say about it other than there it is, and go
It's called
tinker with it if you want.
OptiScaler.
Yeah,
Open source tool.
Yep. So, all right, Jaren, I'm excited for this game because I really enjoyed the last RoboCop game. Tell us about this new one.
New RoboCop, and it's not an expansion; it's a whole new game. And
Did you play the old one yet?
Yeah, I've played a couple hours of it. It's
Nice.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it, but as typical for the way I play games, a couple hours and I move on. That's how I am.
Yeah, sounds about right. I actually played all the way through. It was good.
Yeah,
all the
it's
way
it's
through.
fun, and I'll go back to it someday when I get my 5090. So maybe never. But
Oh,
it
this
came
must
out.
be why they keep calling it an expansion in some circles, because it's still called RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business.
Yeah, this trailer is great. Watching him punch somebody into Jello is pretty great.
Dude.
But they're revealing it as a full game rather than just
Yeah.
DLC, and it's got Judge Dredd vibes here. It all revolves around a build tower that you're going up, whatever.
Nice. Oh, the Dredd the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
Yep.
cool movie too.
But it looks rad, and it's surprising because last one came out in 2023, and it's been 2 years. I love this type of AA development here. We don't need a 6-year game for every
Right.
single thing that comes out. I love it. So there you go.
Also, Peter Weller is back to voice RoboCop and Murphy.
Oh yeah.
So there you go.
How old is
Yeah,
he now?
he's getting up there. I think he's in his
'cause
70s.
I've seen a few pictures of him, and it's like,
He's getting up there for
we're
sure.
getting a little dark crystal there, buddy.
If you haven't played RoboCop Rogue City, the first one, it's absolutely worth your time if you like shooters, and doubly worth your time if you like RoboCop and shooters.
And it's
So,
cheap nowadays since
Yeah,
it's
you
been
can
out for a
find-
while.
Yeah, you can find it for a really good price a lot of the time. Let's see. Let's talk about a Super Nintendo story. You don't get those very often.
Hey, that's me.
That's you?
That's me. This is actually really, really interesting. So again, I mentioned earlier I like to bring the sprinkling of the speedrunner scene into the show. This is kind of adjacent to that, but it's interesting, right? So originally the Super Nintendo, the SNES, if you will, had a 21 megahertz CPU clock based on a quartz crystal. That thing's fine. But what's interesting is the 24.576 megahertz APU, or the audio processing units, for those of you who don't know, Jaren, looking at you, uses a ceramic resonator. And what's interesting about this is as they age, the APU is getting faster with
How does
age.
that work?
No idea. But right now, based on the data and the tests that these people are running, TaskBot is the user who's leading the study. The audio processing unit is getting faster with time. What that really means is that the audio that the unit produces, that these machines are producing, is slightly higher pitched than when they originally were released, which is kind of interesting, right? So it's typically when we talk about hardware aging, things get slower. But this is one of those weird ones where it gets better with age, and it's going faster. So I thought it was interesting. I brought this story, and I'm like,
There's
something interesting, some fun
So
little fact about
it just increases the audio output though, so it
the
doesn't really
frequency
affect.
of the audio.
Yeah, so it's not really like affecting speed running. As far
Not
as
yet.
The
So
times
they're
go.
looking into it. The other interesting thing that I've noticed is that once it warms up, it does go faster as well. So based on 143 responses, the SNES DSP rate averages 32,600 hertz, rising 8 hertz from cold to warm. So once it's warmed up, it goes faster. Temperature is significant.
Don't speed run on a cold console.
Pretty much.
There you go.
Well, and some of these games, like this is not an NES game, but like the original Mario game, like is so optimized to be like every single frame matters. So there could be some
it's-
games where this kind of thing matters.
It only affects the audio though.
Yeah, I can't imagine how that would affect the
Yeah.
playing of the game, but
Yeah,
I
but
don't know.
you never know.
we
You never
didn't know that this would happen. So
Makes them unique though, right? For sure, because time is a currency you can't trade for. So
That's
if you've got a
beautiful,
super,
Owen.
That's deep.
yeah.
Holy
Whoa,
cow!
is
Let's just pause for a second and reflect on what Owen just said.
is that
So
that
if
the
you
title?
have, so if you're,
Time
so if
is a
you're,
currency you can't trade for.
so you got this Nintendo that runs it like a whole octave higher maybe, and that's the oldest SNES out there. Maybe that's how they trade on the market now.
I'm still
Anyway,
just
it's
thinking
an
about time
interesting
as a
story.
currency you can't trade for.
I know.
I'll keep my eye on it, and if I see anything else interesting, I'll bring it back to the show.
Yeah, bring it on back.
Nice.
Cool. Owen, you bought Elden Ring.
I
Have
bought
you-
Elden Ring,
Have
Wait,
you
what?
played
and I
Elden Ring?
downloaded it, and I played it.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa! How many?
Guess
minutes?
how long? Jaren, how'd you know? Yeah, minutes. I went into it. I downloaded it. I started it. It's beautiful. And I was playing, and I'm running around, and the opening scene, I guess I was playing in online mode. And
It's
there's
always in
bloodstains
online
on the floor. I turned it to offline, my guy. I haven't found that. I don't want people coming into my game. Screw that noise.
that's what
I'm not
I
confident
didn't
over
play
that.
in online mode either.
So there's notes on the ground, and I was like, oh, this is cool. These are from people. And there's bloodstains on the ground, right?
That's where
and
people
you-
died, I think.
And you
right?
touch the bloodstain, and it shows a little shadow. And they're like, yep, it's time to jump. And so the whole first part of the game is trolling you to try and jump you off the cliff. I, for one, did not fall for that. Because I have
Very good.
because I have oppositional defiance disorder, and I won't do what people tell me, even if it's for my own good. And so
You showed them.
I ran down, and then there's a spot where it basically shows if you run, you might get through it. And I guess there's a really powerful first boss within the first 50 paces of the front
That
door.
Freaking guy on the horse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So I
that guy.
stopped right there and went, I can't take this.
I
can't
smoked
do it.
his ruin
I
on the
can't-
mountainside.
I can't do a big battle right now. And so I turned it off.
Is that a sexual thing, Jaren? Gross.
20
No, it's a Gandalf
20
thing.
22
Which I
minutes.
guess
I
could be a
played
sexual
22 minutes. 22 minutes.
So-
18 of which was wondering if I should jump off or not, touching all the blood stains, checking all the personal notes that were just trolls.
There's a mod that you should get that will make the game more user friendly.
What is it?
It makes it so that if you die, or not if
I don't want to
when-
lose my runes. That's what
When
yeah.
you die, you won't lose your runes. Yep, that's the
What's
mod.
that called?
I got it
Heresy to
somewhere.
some people. Heresy.
Yeah,
I think it's
I don't
heresy.
care. I have no skin in that game.
exactly. I was
People,
the same
Yeah,
way.
I
people
didn't
are
care
like
either.
people are like
No.
It
for
made me
shame,
enjoy
and
the
I'm
game.
like,
Yep.
you don't understand how
It,
how
in my opinion, that's
ineffective that terminology is to me. Shame. I don't even.
what's that?
That's,
In my opinion, they should just make that a
what I live off of.
toggleable option in
Yeah.
in the options. You know, lose your runes or don't lose your
Yeah,
runes.
they should make it the hardcore version, right? Like they
Yeah,
have on
exactly.
Diablo, where it's like you die.
Yep.
If you want to turn runes on, that's good for you.
All right. Well, I expect weekly updates on how Elden
I will.
Ring is
I will
going.
play. I'll play some more. I got, like I said, 22 minutes in. Like 18 of which was just doing nothing, trying to decide, and then I fell off on accident and was like, I knew it. I didn't do it because they told me to. I did it because I'm an idiot.
Right.
And so
Well,
It's
if
fun,
you
though. It
beat
looks good.
Millennia, then you will have done what Tony could not.
you didn't beat Millennia?
I never found her.
I told
Oh.
you how to get there. You didn't care.
I'll do
You're
it.
right.
I'll do it because I need to
Do
be
it,
over
Owen.
Tony. I'll do it. Maybe.
You,
I
you
can
will
always
be
go
better
back
than
to it
Tony
if I
you
want
do
to.
it.
But whenever Jaren brings this stuff up, I just say, okay, talk to me when you've beaten the Doom Eternal DLCs on Ultra Violence mode.
You mean finished
That's
any
a-
game?
He played on baby.
Totally
he doesn't
random.
fin-
I
he
played
played
on
on
medium,
finish it.
on normal, the normal mode.
He played on easy baby mode.
You don't finish any game though, Jaren, right?
No,
Isn't that the-
I
actually finished
finished
this
Doom
one.
Eternal and all the
Oh.
DLCs. So I'm getting ready
Whoa.
for Doom: The Dark Ages.
Ooh.
Very excited for
All
that
right.
game.
Yeah.
All
Very
right.
excited.
Let's talk some more video game Gundam stuff from Japan.
Japan. So if you didn't already hear,
Didn't we do this section
in-
already?
Nope. This is more.
Oh,
This is the
Sorry.
video game related stuff.
Yep,
man.
this is the video game related stuff. So I was lucky enough to go to Japan a couple weeks ago. I'm going to be sharing. I shared in this week's help desk some of the tech stuff. Now we're going to go on to some of the game stuff. First off, just want to share this one. Whoop, that's loud.
Oh
sorry.
my gosh.
oh,
That
it's so
scared me a little
loud.
bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry. So this right here,
I might have
Little
pooped
bit of
my
poop.
pants
Let
a little
poop come
bit.
out just
I'm
right
going to
there.
intro it by saying this is Godzilla and Evangelion Pachinko machine.
What?
It is
What
the
is even going
brightest-
on?
Dude, this game, Pachinko, is the stupidest thing in the world. It's, dude,
I don't know
Are you
anything
kidding
about
me?
it.
Play it?
Tell me about it.
it's so stupid. Okay, let me play it again and I'll tell.
How do you play
how
it? Is it
works.
is it
Okay,
any
this
more
is what you
involved than a
do.
slot machine?
yes, but you have to work for nothing. So this right here, the little balls come down. The balls shoot up. Can you see my mouse too or no?
Yeah, we can see the mouse.
Okay, good. So it shoots up around the screen and comes up here. And then
Okay.
when it shoots, it comes down like a Plinko little puck kind of a
It's a
thing.
pinball.
No,
Kinda, yeah.
no,
Pachinko's
no,
so
except, for,
much fun.
no.
except for
You
gambling, right?
can't-
Because it's random.
Listen,
like it comes
listen.
down.
It's random, but it's just stupid because you can only get it in one spot. Now, if you get one of these ball bearing things coming back down and in the one spot, that gives you one chance and it does a slot machine kind of a thing. When it does the slot machine, it opens up this
More?
right side. If you get a jackpot, that's only if you get a jackpot with it, it opens up the far side. And then what does it do? Gives you more balls.
2 balls.
And then you turn in those balls for like, it's almost like a ticket booth. Like it's so chintzy because
Yeah.
gambling's like weird illegal and there's like loopholes. Oh, we're not gambling because we're trading in the balls.
Oh yeah, I can trade. I can get behind trading in balls.
No, and this, like the dial here
Does
at
it
the
actually
bottom.
give you the balls? Or no?
Yeah, so
You
they
have
work
to-
like like tickets at
Oh,
like
so you
classic
don't put your-
skating.
You don't put your hand under the bottom and it fills it with
No.
balls?
No, like there's little catchers or cards. You can just cash it out on a card.
I see.
But it's just all you do is this little dial and you just turn it just a little bit. That's the whole thing. And people will be sitting there for hours with their hand just sitting on the dial. It's so stupid.
So that pachinko machine is like way more fancy than anyone I've ever seen. So typically they're mechanical.
Yeah.
I've never seen an electronic one like this. Typically
They're-
they're
they
like
were
a
bright
pinball
and
machine where
pretty.
you flick the ball up, and the ball falls down between pegs, and depending where the ball falls depends on what you win. Right, like Planko and Price is Right, where there's a bunch of pegs on the board where it falls down. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, with the
But
puck.
pachinko is typically like that. I had one at my grandma's house as a kid. My grandma had a pachinko machine for whatever reason. So I remember going to my grandma's house and playing it all the time.
Such a time waster. So I'm glad you have that
Tons
good
of little
memory.
marbles. It was so
It
much
was
fun.
so dumb. Sorry. So
Take
that was
pachinko.
Pachinko, just right off the bat. There was a lot of really cool secondhand merchandise. A lot
Was
of
this at your
rare
favorite?
games.
Was this at your favorite store again?
We nicknamed Sugar Mama Surugaya. This is something close to it. This is a little better kept. Very rare, very interesting games. A lot of Pokemon games, a lot of rare ones. It was kind of fun to see how different pricing is for United States, what we think is rare versus what Japanese people think is what's rare. Obviously, they have a few more Pokemon things. It was just, I was really fascinated with that, seeing
What
the
is
comparison.
that Pikachu thing?
This one?
Not the 2DS next to it. Is that a Pikachu 3DS?
That thing's
Probably.
dope.
Yeah. Well, let's see. 2DS.
It's like a 3DS to me.
over here on the far right. Sorry, I didn't get it.
No, the one in the middle. You were right.
Oh, this one.
That's a. No,
It
sorry.
says on
in
the
the
top
middle
of
of the
Pikachu
yellows.
on it, Lang.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's
It says-
Pikachu's face. Pikachu's
Yeah.
face.
Over on the top of that
This
box.
guy,
it actually says the branding.
158,000 yen.
Yeah,
Oh,
2DS.
2DS LL?
Yeah.
Huh. Did they release that in the US? A 2DS that folded?
There was a lot that didn't. Like, there's some rare, crazy stuff there.
Interesting.
Yeah, like this over here on the far left. This is a Gundam one. That's a Gundam edition.
Oh, they
That
did.
never came to
Oh,
the USA.
The 2DS XL. I remember this thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's some rare ones. Here's a few. Oh, Kingdom Hearts. Saw that for a friend. Cool stuff. Secondhand
This is-
PlayStations, Dreamcast. This is the store that I hounded. I love this weird
Zoom
stuff.
in on that note right there on
Where-
the bottom left.
Bottom left.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The products in this corner are junk,
Our junk.
so they can't be tested.
Yep. But they take their junk seriously. Like, I know that sounds weird, but it's like
I do too.
everything. They utilize everything.
Yeah, you could probably strip out all the good pieces and make, fix another one with it.
Yeah.
Donor machines.
This might be a little loud too. I'll try and stop it. Boom. There we go. This was just a street vendor who had these nice handhelds.
Random
Just-
handheld emulators.
Yeah. So cool. So those were just kind of the shopping stuff. The arcade, two things I'll show the arcade Gundam specifically. Here's a picture. This is Gundam Max Overboost 2. And we went to an arcade that's solely this arcade game and another one. And this is pretty cool that you can see here. They have a controller sitting there on the arcade, wipes to make sure you wipe it down every time, and then the whole console with all the instructions.
Nice.
It was a really cool thing, but it was a little embarrassing. You start playing, and in the menus, while we're sitting there with Google Translate, it will say, okay, you ready to play? Yes. Beginner? Yes. Do you want to play online? Yes or no? No. Do you want to play within the store? Which I thought was cool. So it's almost like a LAN arcade. That was very cool. And then you can start doing that, but once you play a couple of levels, it will then all of a sudden shoot you out on the internet because the first couple of levels are kind of free, easy ones. And once I got shut out in the real world of this game, I got my trash kicked. So that was kind of a cool one.
Serious business out there for Gundam.
Well, yeah. Oh,
Were you
it's-
guys using Google Lens like just everywhere you go to like live translate stuff?
Yeah,
That's
Google
cool.
Translate. It was super easy with that too. But this is the one I wanted to show.
Did you travel with anyone that spoke Japanese, or did you guys just wing it with Google Lens and Google Translate?
We mostly winged it. My buddy took Japanese in college, but it was only the proper introduction stuff that he kind of knew how to say, and that was it.
Watashi wa Nihongo ga wakarimasu ka?
See, you know.
Owen,
But this is for
wow.
Lando.
What did
Ready,
you just
Lando?
say, Owen?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Did you say,
Here you go.
where's the cheese? It's not in my
This
pants.
is
What am I looking at?
This is called Gundam Arsenal Base. This is their new arcade game. So what it is, it's literally a card arcade game that you can see down here. It's
Nice.
pure strategy for trading cards that you buy the cards, and then you have 5 slots for the mechs and 5 slots for pilots.
Do you
And you
load?
can-
Do you load physical cards in, or
Put
you?
the cards
Yes.
on there.
So
Oh,
you guys,
that's cool.
have you been
It's
to
like Yu-Gi-Oh.
It is kind of, but have you been to out here? It's called Langers and Big Owls. Over there was like anything like 49th Street Galleria places that have
I
that
love that place.
Minecraft
Wow, that's
Dungeons,
I love
like
Minecraft Dungeons.
but the stand-up arcade that passes out cards.
Oh, cool. No,
I don't think I've seen that in real life.
Oh,
no.
okay. We have a couple out here that every time you continue or start a game, it hands you a card, and then it has a reader that you can put armor and weapons on yourself. And that's how you do the stand-up arcade for Minecraft Dungeons. This is similar to
that's
that,
cool.
that once you start paying, it starts giving you cards.
And
so
you can
it's
load
not
up your
like you-
cards it saves the data to the card.
No. They're just
Oh.
the trading cards you buy.
Oh, because I thought it'd
So
be
it's
cool if
almost-
you brought your card deck in and you played them, and then like you upgraded them in game, then your cards become more valuable.
But that's where they get you, because they have different cards. For example, I'll show after this, but different cards. For example, if I have one mech, that's the basic card. If I get the special gold edition of that card, it might have a different special attack. And there's different varieties. So it's my buddy right here. That's Dancer Dragoon. Go follow him on Instagram. He's the USA champ. He was loving this. He loves that stuff. And the cards, this is very new in Japan. We found one card that was over $400 in one of the shops.
Whoa.
Like it's getting,
Wow.
it's coming out quick. It's coming out very quick. So Gundam base or Gundam Arsenal base, very cool game. And the last Gundam thing I wanted to share with you guys, I'm so giddy for this. So I'll show this first. So at the actual Gundam or Gunpla Builders World Cup that we were attending, that's why we went, they had a big, they called it the Future Final event, where they were showing everything, because Gundam's been around for over 40 years. All their upcoming stuff, all previous stuff, the evolution of it and everything. In Gundam, the last few years, they had a series called Gundam Build Fighters or Gundam Build Divers, which the synopsis is kids build Gundam models. They take them to an arcade, and at the arcade, they have a scanner, and then they can battle with the Gundams that they built, right? So they are building the scanner.
Oh,
Whoa.
to actually do it.
Yep.
Oh,
So
okay,
this
that's pretty
is-
cool.
So this is like alpha, not beta. They're very much in the alpha. They have the scanner. This is it right here. And this is like not even a joke. They have it. And we had our liaison, who is actually one of the designers for Bandai, that was telling us. I was like, wait, are you kidding me? They're going to be doing build fighters? And my buddy, he's like, no, they're not. And she's like, no, we are. Trust me. And he's like, no, you're not. Like, if we paint it and we put more decals, it makes it more powerful. She's like, yeah, that's the whole purpose. Like,
Yeah.
that's what we want to do. So this is the scanner. And then this right here, this guy, that's actually his model right there that was scanned. And that's the cockpit.
That is
So
a unit right there.
yeah, so it was very, very, very beta. Like very just kind of a 2D basic game, but it's coming, which was really cool. Like,
That's
yeah,
pretty cool.
that's why they call it Road to Gunpla Battle. So this is something personally,
Dang.
everyone knows I'm a big Gundam guy, but that's what's the next thing that they've already done 3 TV series. A lot of the stuff is angling more and more to that. They have they have a miniature game, they have that card game that actually is supposed to be all intertwining, the card game and the miniature game. It's a fun time to be a Gundam fan.
Nice. Well, that's pretty dang cool.
So yeah, Gundam. There you go, Lando.
Gundam.
Card stuff for you. So real quick,
Thank you, Lang.
here's the cards. You can't really see. So I bought these.
Hold them up
They're
again.
a lot of fun. They're actually really nice cards. Let's see. Here we
Ooh,
go.
they got that holographic action.
Yeah. So this one is kind of, you see the gold down here. It's kind of a nicer one. I got this. It was, ooh, that's a pricey one.
And you can load those into that arcade game and play with those.
Yeah,
guys.
just place them. Yeah, they're
That's
just right
cool.
there. 880 yen, which is probably about $5 for that one. There's a certain series I want, and I got all of them for it. So
Sounds like that website's not good for you then, because you probably can buy them on there.
yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Cool. All right. I got a couple of short stories to hit, and then Jaren has a review on his new monitor. The new Battlefield game is in beta, closed beta right now, and apparently you're supposed to sign, or you're not supposed to. People have to sign all these NDAs to play it, and they're just not caring and uploading a bunch of footage of what the new Battlefield game is going to look like. That's supposed to come out next year, and it looks awesome.
This looks sweet.
I'm actually excited for the new Battlefield game.
Building destruction looks next level.
Yeah. And apparently, EA is just not doing anything about taking down those videos.
They're like, finally, we have a hit.
Exactly. I'm sure
We
they
need
saw
that.
the
People
response.
like us.
Yeah,
They
we
saw the
need to
response.
have the hype train fueled up.
They're just like, actually, if people like this, let's just let them keep watching it. So go check out some of those videos. It looks really rad. And then Death Stranding 2
This is
had a
inscrutable.
10-minute trailer.
I watched the entire thing.
Jiminy
Oh, did you? I haven't
did.
watched it.
10 minutes.
And
So-
oh my goodness, I have no idea what's going on. Like,
That's the
I thought I was confused on the first game. Boy, I have no clue what's happening
Yeah,
in this
and
world.
I'm a huge Kojima fan with his Metal Gear stuff. I played them all, loved them, but I have bounced off Death Stranding like 3 times. I just cannot seem to get into
what
it.
is the
I even tried
story?
it
What
once.
is what?
It takes place on a real
It takes place in the U.S.
Yeah.
the North American continent, post apocalypse, and like there's
Norman
no more,
Reedus with a baby jug, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's babies
that can detect
detect the undead thingies that are trying
demon
to
thingies, whatever they're called.
kill everyone, and the rain is acidic, like acidic to the point where if you're, well, it's not acidic, it makes you age if you get in the rain. Like I don't even know, man. Like it looks bizarre, but apparently Kojima is gonna kind of remedy my short attention span with Death Stranding 2, and he says there's gonna be a lot more action and like
More guns.
gunfighting and stuff like that. So what I'll probably end up having to do is just watch like all the cutscenes on YouTube of the first one and then play the second one when it comes out. And it's coming out in June. It's coming out in a couple months.
Soon.
Yeah.
There's a little talking doll in it. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't understand any of this. All I know is it's
there was
crazy.
one really awesome scene though, which got me. They're like in this fighter pilot thingy, but there's these giant.
Thingy.
Yes, there's these giant like clay monsters. Well, no, tar monsters.
Yeah, those
kinda
are in
like-
the first one.
Kind of like in Next Generation, that terrified me. But like this,
Right?
the spider jet
Skin of
lands
evil.
on top of the head of one of these giant tar monsters and starts taking control of it, and it's fighting another tar monster. So that part looked pretty sweet.
Yeah. I'll have to. I'll have to
It
do
looks
that
good.
and
I mean,
play
Oh,
it.
these are rendered cutscenes, right? In this preview,
No,
right?
this is
This
in-game
gameplay?
stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay, because it looks really good.
Yeah. It's next level with graphics as well. So I'm gonna keep an eye on that, and I might have to do what I said and figure out the story for the first one so I can play the second one because it looks rad. All right. Oh, and apparently there's a bunch of Solid Snake style stuff in this one, like a character who looks like Solid Snake, and I saw a screenshot of what looks like a Metal Gear, and
That Konami's thinking, how can we sue them?
right, probably. So that got my appetite even higher for that. So anyway, check it out. And now Jaren has been playing with a new monitor for what, like 3 weeks now?
No, it's been months. It's like
Has it?
2.5 months.
Oh my gosh, I lose track of time.
Yeah, and I normally review things a lot more quickly, but I put in more time on this one because I ran into so many problems, and they were all self-inflicted. So I can't knock the monitor itself.
Womp womp.
Yeah, so what I got was an Omen Transcend 32-inch, and what this is a 240 hertz 4K OLED monitor. and I upgraded from a LG CX, which was basically a TV, but it maxed out at 120 hertz, and it was also OLED. So my main concern was I didn't want to have DSC, which is display stream compression. And the new NVIDIA cards have DisplayPort 2.1, so they can drive 4K 240 hertz without display stream compression. And I bought this monitor because it supports DisplayPort 2.1. Little did I know, there are many different, there's two different formats of DisplayPort 2.1. UHBR 40, and UHBR 20, UHBR 10.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I don't know why they don't use the same numbers for what the throughput is.
So UHBR 10 drives 40 gigabits per second, which is still slower than HDMI 2.1, which is 48 gigabits per second. UHBR 20 drives 80 gigabits per second.
That's what we need.
UHBR 20 is the one where you don't need display stream compression for 4K 240 hertz. So suffice it to say, I was bamboozled into getting this monitor because I thought I was getting the full 80 gigabits per second on DisplayPort, but I'm only getting 40 gigabits per second. And this really ate me up inside for quite a while.
I thought you were going to return it. I really did.
No, I tried, but I missed out on the 14-day return window, Best Buy. Thank you for nothing.
They knew.
Yeah, I found out too late. And then the other problem I had was the screen would just go black at random times. I'd be playing Doom Eternal, and it would just go black, and I didn't know why. And camera, would you freaking focus?
Turn off autofocus and
Yes.
just set
we
it
go.
where it needs to be and leave it.
Focused. It focused. But so I switched cables. I went from HDMI to DisplayPort 1.4. That still didn't work. I did so many things to try to fix it.
At one point, you were telling me, I think it's because the DisplayPort cable is too close to the power supply, and there's probably a lot of electrical interference.
Because for a whole week, I had it separated from everything, and it worked just fine. And then I bundled it all together to make it look nice, and then it didn't anymore. And then, do you know how easy it is to get confirmation bias?
You went down so many
By
rabbit holes.
Google searching. It's like, can
absolutely.
DisplayPort be affected by
Yes, it can.
power cables? And then you find 100 different results of like people have the exact same problem I am. I'm like, could that be it? I don't think so, but the results seem to be that. But anyway, what it ended up being finally was the monitor has a DisplayPort 1.4 setting, and my 4090 does not do 2.1. It only does 1.4. So I switched it to 1.4 on the monitor, and it's been fine.
That 5090 that I ordered has 2.1.
You should let him look at it. You should send him a picture of it when you get it.
Come back, Jaron.
Oh, wow.
He's in real pain right now.
TKO.
This is crazy.
I don't know how to recover from that. So anyway, I finally got it working.
That's our show.
I got it working, and apparently
with
2.1
1.4, I get
isn't backwards compatible fully. Either that or there's just a bad implementation on this monitor. Despite all of that, I absolutely love this thing. And I got to say, display stream compression, DSC, is not a big deal at all.
I don't think...
Knowing
me
Tony
of all
won't
people,
have it, knowing
What?
Tony won't have it
I won't
on
need
his.
it. I won't need it on
Yeah.
mine.
Yeah,
Well, because he doesn't have a nice monitor. He only has 144 hertz. But me, Mr. Anal, and I gave myself plenty of time to be angry about this. That's why I waited for so long.
Oh, so you're out of the grief. You're in the grief
yeah,
cycle.
I'm out of the grief cycle. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
he is. Yep.
And honestly, I cannot tell a difference between DSC on and DSC off.
See, I don't think monitor manufacturers would keep using it for as long as they have if it wasn't really good. You know what I mean?
It's really good. You're not getting like 422 or 420 where you can notice like text not displaying correctly. It's 444. It's just a compressed signal. And like if you think about it, if you look at 4K Blu-rays, how many megabits per second is that compared to the 32 gigabits per second on this signal from the computer? Like the naked eye can't see it. If you can see it, you're special. Congratulations. But other niceties of this monitor, it has a 400 watt power supply. It can drive 140 watts through power delivery through USB-C. So I hook up my work laptop. I can push 240 hertz from my work laptop, charge it, and it has it's basically a USB hub.
Are you kidding me? 240 hertz for Excel spreadsheets? That's so many frames. Let's go.
Nobody even
Okay.
laughed at that, man.
Anyway, it has
so
like
hard to make
4
people laugh.
USB ports on it, which is pretty rare for ports on a monitor.
He just looks at me like it's
a lot of niceties, and it
KVM switch. Don't forget the KVM switch.
yeah, KVM switch, which I love
Okay,
because
that's cool.
like when I'm working from home, it was a less busy day, and I was taking a break. I was playing Doom Eternal, and my son comes in. He's like, "Dad, what are you doing?" And I hit the control button twice, and it switches back to my work laptop. Like, oh, I'm just working. You don't need to watch me
Boss
here
mode.
play games, right?
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was. I will. All my monitors in the future will have KVM switches.
Seriously.
I never thought it was a feature that I would want until I actually had it and tried it for myself.
So I struggle with that as well because I have a work laptop I have to use, but I want to switch back and forth between my computer during the day. And so I had to get a KVM docking station. But then you can't drive the same graphics power through that. And so it ends up being a big kerfuffle because it won't drive the same signal, the display signal from my gaming PC through the docking station through the USB-C. It won't push right.
Yeah, so like
I'm doing that.
240 hertz
KVM.
for my work laptop, 240 hertz for my PC. I love it. It's OLED, so there is maybe a fear of burn-in, but from what I've seen online from other people trying to burn in their OLEDs, like was it hardware unboxed who use it as a normal monitor for an entire year?
I don't think you have anything to worry about if you're doing Excel spreadsheets at 240 hertz. If you're doing that much Excel that fast, you got nothing to worry about, my dude.
That doesn't make any sense.
You could count.
Anyway,
you could probably count all the beans.
Hardware
All of
unboxed
So many frames.
had extremely minor burn-in, and there was no discernible nit difference in nits. Yet he measured it scientifically, and it was the same. So
What
burn-in's
monitor was he using? Do you remember?
It was one of the QD OLED panels. All
And
the
he had
QD
to-
OLED panels are basically the same because they all come from Samsung.
Yeah, yeah.
And he had to try and do it, right? Like if you're careful.
Yeah. He was using it
reasonably
8 to
careful.
10 hours a day with 2 windows open in the exact same spots,
Yeah.
doing
right?
the same stuff every day, like
Not a
editing
normal
videos.
scenario.
Right. So I really don't think QD OLED is. You don't have to worry about burn-in. They do have burn-in protection measures, like it'll do pixel refresh when the monitor's off, and other things. But I missed having a normal monitor rather than a TV screen, and having this monitor reminded me of all the niceties of having a monitor. The speakers they're decent for spoken word stuff. They sound tinny. I don't know why Apple can put in amazing speakers in a laptop, but monitor manufacturers can't put in decent speakers in a much bigger monitor.
Because they actually care and they put a lot more engineering into
Yeah.
those than the monitor manufacturers do.
It's better than other monitors that I've heard, but they're monitor speakers. They're still not great.
Yeah.
So after all my pain, which it's mostly self-inflicted because I didn't know about the USB R10 crap and my black screen issues were my fault. Have they gaslit me? I don't know. But anyway, I love this thing. I
You
give
are
it a
lit,
9
for
9.5 out of 10. HP did a great job. I love the amount of ports they have on this thing compared to other monitors. In my grieving period when I wanted to return it and get another monitor, I was shopping around even more than I was before, and no other QD OLED monitor has as many ports as this thing has, which is really nice. And none of them have 140 watt power delivery, which is perfect for a MacBook.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah. Anyway,
Nice. What's
love
your
it.
score out of 10?
9.5. I said
9.5.
Oh, you said
Were
9.5?
you not
All right.
listening, Tony? I was
I wasn't.
listening.
Lando, I'm so
Lando.
proud of you.
Wow.
Great job.
I even made some dumb jokes in between. So
Yes,
there.
you did. All right. Very cool. Last but not least, Owen.
There's more?
He's got a 20-second spiel on what we need to go watch.
Video game related thing right here.
Video game related thing.
Starting in a month, April the 13th, The Last of Us Season 2 comes out on HBO.
You ready to be sad as you watch TV?
I know. Come on. They did a great job in Season 1. This takes place 5 years after that just Exodus.
Can
was
you
really
give a
good.
recap of season 1, Owen?
Season 1 is just... I wasn't sad.
Wait.
There was. It was...
Do you know what he's doing to you right now, Owen?
Oh, I'm not supposed to go over 20 seconds, Jaron.
That's right.
Oh!
This
Jared
show
did
has been a
that.
long freaking show.
Can we just say that wasn't my fault? Just say, okay?
You totally missed it. Like if you were a fish, the hook would be in your intestines.
Can you blame fish for being fish? They're stupid. I'm not stupid, but fish are. And it's their nature.
I loved it, and I still want to hear this recap, Owen.
No. Jared, you want to Okay, seriously. So in Season 1, though, they meet the cordyceps.
Oh my gosh. Let's be done now. Hurry. Patreon's the best. Thank you for subscribing. $1, you get all the cool things. Subscribe for $1, $6, Jaron reads names. Jaron, do your thing.
All right, that's. I'm very
Season
excited
one's really
for
good.
Last of Us Season 2, though. I don't know where they're going to go for Season 3.
said the words.
Will there be a season 3?
I think they said there is a Season 3. I thought
So are they dividing the second game into 2 seasons?
they have to because Neil Druckmann did say 2 weeks ago.
20 seconds.
Well, Owen's not talking, so it's up.
Yeah.
I'm talking now.
Thank you.
He did say 2 weeks, like within the last 2 weeks, that he don't hold your breath for a Last of Us 3
Thank
like
you,
season
Neil. Move on to
game.
better stuff.
because he says like he doesn't. If they do it, it would have to be with the different. The story's done is basically. What
It's
he said.
too sad.
They would have to do something with different people.
have to be
Different
ghosts
whole
at
different
this point.
story in that universe.
I
So,
never played the second one, even though I loved the first one.
Oh,
and I
man,
love other
it's-
Naughty Dog games. I just it's too much for me.
It's so good. Anyway.
Yeah, come on,
All right.
guys. Like, Lando's waiting for this to end. Like, we're all waiting for Christmas letters. So let's hurry up.
Christmas postcards. All right.
I hate my life. I can't hear about it. This sucks.
Did you wanna
Love me on the show.
pimp the Patreon?
I already
Lando?
did. I did the thing.
All
I moved
right.
things along. I just said the words. Jaron, read the names. Let's go.
So one last thing we need to go over
Oh my
before.
gosh, are you kidding me?
We haven't talked about games we're playing in forever.
All right, Jaron. Let's have the $6 tier and above Patreon shout out.
All right, here we go. Big thank you to David Broshinsky.
Read slower, Jaron.
I
Read
just
slower.
love that name, Broshinsky.
Got a lot of syllables. I like that.
I know.
It's a strong name.
It is. Interrupting Cow.
Moo.
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 What's the next one?
Aaron Falk. I'm glad you asked, Owen. It's Aaron Faulkner.
I'm just gonna
Faulkner.
leave.
That sounds like a famous name. Faulkner. Oh, I like the way Faulkner.
Rolls off the tongue.
Faulkner. Connor Keesaw with 2 Ks.
Sounds like my last name.
Owen.
Yeah.
Oh, Keesaw.
Esau?
Keesaw. Maybe you're kin. Are you kin?
I don't know. I'm gonna. You know what? Let me look it up real quick. Hold, please. Let me look that up.
Okay, we'll wait.
No.
He's
23andMe is currently
Lando has
404
died.
been hacked.
Really?
No.
Oh. Did you know that Twitter was hacked? No, kind of.
Surprise,
They were
surprise.
they were DDoSed.
Yeah.
All right. And Tres Leches en esta economía,
There you go. Got it.
they are our extra special patrons. Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Snake Jazz. That's an interesting name. I haven't heard. a name
My
like
life is pain.
that. Jason Eatman.
Existence is pain.
BitConnect.
Big connect.
Jaron.best. Be the 8-year-old. He's had that name for a long time. I want to see that changed.
No, I like that.
You do?
It's a great.
You like
it's
it?
great
It's a good
name.
reminder.
Yep. Good reminder.
All right. Okay. Kyle. It feels like Lando is trying to start a Patreon cult. Smart fart.
Draw it out.
It has 4 A's in Smart,
Yeah.
and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 A's.
I think
in
you did exactly
Fart.
what he was looking for.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Tony the Excel and Power Apps Nerd. Pyman Graphics, purveyor of fine geeky stickers. Thank you. Cursed Gengar 94. Anyone knows what that means? What was that from?
Gengar. That's the Pokemon, isn't
Is
it?
Gengar a Pokemon?
Oh, is it?
I
Yeah.
think so.
The
Lando,
big
do you know?
big purple tongue guy, right?
Okay.
That sounds right. Yep.
Yeah.
Keslo, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, the in-between rating plus 45. Can you guys believe that? I mean, it's lower
I
than
cannot,
69.
Jaron. I cannot believe it.
I'm going for a big high score this last one. Come
I hope
on.
so. I hope so.
Big
We'll
money,
see. I
big
think
money.
it's go down.
Not sure. DP. Wait. There's periods after D.
Dot P dot.
P. I had to
We
put
should
in
get
the
that pause.
appropriate
Oh, yeah.
pause.
Grammar
I
is
need
important.
Lang's love.
Yeah,
I
you
need it
do.
now. Wesley, newest member of the 3D printing cult. Period. I wonder what 3D printer you got. Hope it was a bamboo. I really like my bamboo.
They're super great. Out of the box, work great.
You have a what?
Out of the box, they work really good.
Oh yeah, they do.
I'm so close to just leaving.
Stuart Lloyd. Today's hits won't win tomorrow's game.
If you're still
And-
listening right now, I commend you, dear listener.
Kudos to
I
you.
really do.
Don't you dare
And-
leave before my outro.
Finally, yes, Owen, we do care. No, that's exclamation point. And finally, yes, Owen, we do care.
I love that. That was the energy I needed today, Jaron.
Thank you, Owen. Oh, I think
Slow?
that was the best Patreon reading ever.
You definitely made
thing we
sure
got
you
it.
got
Something.
every syllable.
Good thing we cut it on tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. We're actually done now. Thank you, Patreon backers. You are awesome. Thanks for everyone who downloaded, everyone that listens, everyone that spreads the good word of the Geek Show Arcade. And we appreciate you. Owen, take us out.
Hey, we hope you care.